From having a deeply personal connection to the film's release date, to being bold enough to take Superman's story in a fresh new direction, James Gunn has finally revealed that he's the perfect person to direct Superman Legacy. And honestly, I completely agree that he's the right man for the job. Not only has the legendary director laid the foundation of the new DC universe, but he's also going to make sure that it starts off with a bang. As the director of Superman Legacy, it's safe to say that this is the film that's going to catapult the DCU into the stratosphere and serve as a foundation for all the other exciting projects to come. And guess what? This film is going to focus on a young and vibrant Man of Steel, which is why the dashing Henry Cavill wasn't cast for the role. James Gunn is leaving no stone unturned to make sure that this movie is nothing short of amazing. In fact, not only is he taking on the directorial duties, but has even penned the project himself. Though if you're excited to see the fruits of all his labor, let me rain on your superpowered parade. The release date for this exciting new film is set for July 11th, 2025. I know what you're thinking. That's like half an eternity away in Hollywood years. And honestly, I can't argue against that. But still, while that might seem far away, trust me, it'll be worth the wait. James and Peter Safran are pulling out all the stops to make sure that this new DC universe is the best it can be. Of course, I can't predict the future, but one thing's for sure, their passion for this project is something else. After all, the film holds a special place in James's heart. Hold on to your hats, people, because this next bit of news is going to tug at your heartstrings. The director recently spilled the beans that his brother was moved to tears when he found out the release date of his latest film. Now you may be wondering just what's the case. Well, it just so happens that the release date falls on the birthday of the director's father, who sadly passed away 3 years ago. It's no secret that the director's dad was a huge influence on his love for comics and subsequently his passion for filmmaking. In fact, the director admitted that his dad was the reason he developed an interest in the craft. Talk about emotional, right? But wait, there's more. The director also shared that he was offered a Superman movie years ago.
Come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation.
But turned it down because he didn't feel like he had a unique and fun way of telling the story while also giving the character the dignity he deserves. Fast forward to now, and James has finally found his inspiration for a film involving Kal-El. The film will explore the contrast between Superman's Kryptonian heritage and his life on Earth as a farm boy from Kansas. It looks like the director is going to dive deep into what makes Kal-El tick, and what it means for him to be both Kryptonian and human. With a clear vision and a heartfelt dedication to his father's memory, this movie is sure to be a hit, which is a big reason why he's the perfect person to direct this. James is calling the shots. He's the head honcho, the big cheese, the man with the master plan. And let me tell you, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Especially when you're dealing with a character as foundational to the Justice League and the entire DC universe as Kal-El. This movie has to knock it out of the park. Otherwise, it'll be a major disappointment for fans and might even turn them off the new DCU altogether. But if there's anything that you know about James, it's that he's bold enough to provide fans with something fresh and unique. I mean, it could have been easy to just rehire Henry and do the same old thing that fans want to see. But instead, he's taking the story in a completely new direction. And it's one that he's very personally involved in, even in an emotional capacity. So while some people may doubt him, I'm personally aboard the hype train and ready to see just where Gunn leads us. But let's not forget that this is the guy who brought the DC universe back from the brink of death. He's managed to untangle the confusing mess that Warner Bros. Previously had left, and has given fans hope for a bright future. So let's give the man some credit where credit is due, and trust that he's going to deliver a Superman movie that'll be worth the wait. Plus, you can't forget the fact that he's got a clear vision of what he wants from his Superman story, Forget everything you saw in the Snyder version of the character. That's not the real Superman. Now, I know Snyder fans will come running after me for saying this, but if you're a comic book fan, you know this has to be true. In the comics, he's the epitome of wholesomeness. And sure, he's an alien with superpowers, but what makes him so relatable is his humanity. After all, he was raised on Earth, not Krypton. And let me tell you, James is a true blue comic book fan. He's not about to let Hollywood butcher the character he loves so much. The director is determined to bring a proper comic book depiction of Superman to the big screen. And with his emotional attachment to the project, you can bet your bottom dollar that he's going to deliver a movie that's not only visually stunning, but also touches the heartstrings of fans. There's a good chance fans have already seen a teaser of what this story will look like, because James discussed a comic book storyline he's been inspired by. The director had previously mentioned that even though the film isn't a direct adaptation of All-Star Superman, it has been heavily influenced by it. For those of you who aren't familiar, All-Star Superman is a critically acclaimed storyline written by Grant Morrison and is considered one of the best Superman stories out there. It's known for its emotional depth, and it looks like fans can expect to see that same emotional punch in the film. It's exciting to know that James Gunn is using such a well-regarded comic book as inspiration to create a new Superman and establish the DC universe. It's a bold move, but it's the right one. But despite having the plot and the story locked in, there are still a lot of unknowns in the movie that are yet to be revealed. For example, fans still don't know who's going to be donning that red and blue outfit. I know fans of Henry Cavill are disappointed, but James Gunn is showing that he's not afraid to take risks by not casting him as Superman in his upcoming film. After all, the story is supposed to feature a younger version of Kal-El, and sometimes a fresh face is needed to bring new life to a character. It's refreshing to see a director with a clear vision for the film they want to create, especially when so many superhero movies are starting to feel formulaic. With the director and script already in place, it's only a matter of time before we start hearing about casting decisions. Maybe we'll even find out who's playing Clark Kent by the time San Diego Comic-Con comes around. But for now, it looks like we'll just have to sit tight and wait for more details to emerge. Still, I hope whoever they choose can capture the essence of Superman and bring his charm and character to the big screen. But that's all I know about James Gunn's new Superman legacy movie.